and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On behalf of the state of Louisiana, the Board of Directors, the administration, faculty, and staff, welcome to this, the 30th commencement at the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts. Graduates, we're here today to make this truly a memorable occasion, so that you can look back on the accomplishments this day celebrates with pride and with appreciation. As we begin, let's thank Dr. Al Benner and the LSMSA Mixed Ensemble for providing the celebratory music for this occasion. Thank you. Seniors, soon-to-be graduates, this Coliseum is filled with people who believe in you and respect your accomplishments. But so that you can show your appreciation, for the next few moments, it is with a great deal of pleasure that I introduce some of those who have helped make this day possible. We have great friends of LSMSA on the platform, and I'd like to introduce them to you. You'll learn more about our distinguished speaker during his introduction later, but please welcome Mr. Jason Alcubi. We are also especially honored, and it's fitting that what many people would say is the founding father of LSMSA has joined us today. While he was in the House of Representatives, Representative Jimmy Long started the legislation, supported the legislation, created the legislation that we live in today. Mr. Long continues his shaping of education in Louisiana as a member of the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana system. Mr. Long, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm pleased that we have 3 board members with us. The chair of our board is truly a voice for us in Natchitoches and in Baton Rouge. Mrs. Sharon DeHagen is so effective in representing the school, representing you as students and the faculty and staff, and providing the leadership for the LSMSA Board of Directors. Mrs. DeHagen. We are also honored to have, as a member of our board, Senator Mike Walsworth, who is on the Senate Education Committee and the Senate Finance Committee. He represents us, protects us, watches out for us, and does so many good things. He is from West Monroe. Thank you for being here, Senator Walsworth. And the faculty elected representative on the Board of Directors is Mr. Mike McGrath. As you know, he is a highly respected member of the math faculty, and he has served as chair of the Math and Computer Science Department almost forever. So, Mr. McGrath, thank you for your service. In recent years, the LSMSA Foundation has become a reliable and a significant source of support for students, faculty, and staff. This is in part because donors have confidence in its governing board of trustees. 3 of those trustees are with us today. Please welcome author and recently retired faculty member from the LSMSA English faculty, Dr. Rodney Allen. Dr. Mika Lustig, a 1994 graduate of LSMSA and currently an assistant professor at the Duke University Medical Center. And Mr. Larry Bosche, district attorney in Point Coupé Parish and father of last year's graduate, Nathan. We are also delighted to welcome the president of the LSMSA Alumni Association, an organization you're about to join. And I would ask you to please welcome 1988 graduate, Mr. Jamie Smith. has been fortunate to have effective leadership, especially over the past several years, and this year we have appreciated the work and the effort and the time and the commitment of Mrs. Renee Gresham. LSMSA benefits in many ways from being in Natchitoches, especially in our partnerships with Northwestern State University and the City of Natchitoches. Representing NSU, please join me in welcoming the Dean of Arts and Letters, Graduate Studies, and Research, Dr. Steve Horton. And finally, we're especially pleased and honored that the CEO and President of the Natchitoches Area Chamber of Commerce would be here today, Mr. Tony Davis. There are collective groups that make the Louisiana School possible. First, the citizens of our great state who, through the efforts of their legislators, fund this school. The money provided by taxpayers, appropriated by the legislature, and approved by the governor provides for the facilities and the academic and residential programs from which we benefit. These resources, along with excellent students, attract an outstanding faculty and staff. So first, on behalf of Louisiana's citizens and elected officials, certainly the alumni, families, and students here today, I join in thanking this outstanding faculty and staff for the instruction and nurture that they provide, for their patience, for their exhortation, and for their remarkable ability and commitment to you. With the faculty and staff of the Louisiana School, please stand so that we may show you our appreciation. Second, parents and families. Students, not only do you owe them for your deepest appreciation for life and love, for provision and discipline and guidance, but you also owe them appreciation for their willingness to entrust you for the past several years to LSMSA. So for giving us young men and women so that we might engage them in the lifelong growth toward reaching individual potentials and toward finding places of work and service in a global society with the parents, grandparents, brothers, and sisters of the class of 2014 stand so that we may show you our appreciation. Class of 2014, LSMSA is a continuum. It has a strong past and a very hopeful future. Part of success that this past year that you've enjoyed has been shared with your juniors and with your sophomores. So with the class of 2015, please stand and be recognized. With the beginning of our class of 2016, the current sophomores, please stand and be recognized. At the end of this ceremony, you'll be graduates joining the distinctive company of Louisiana School alumni, and you will increase the total number to 4,613. Today, you are being honored by the alumni, and in a symbolic way, indicating that they stand with you for your continuing success. We are pleased to recognize classes that have come back for their reunions and have joined us at this point. So we have members of the class of 2009, 2004, 1999, 1994, and 1989 celebrating as they came in at the beginning of our ceremony. So thank you for being with us today. As As alumni, you represent the value of LSMSA in your lives, in your professions, and it's important for you to welcome this new group into your ranks. And now you may be dismissed to go on to the other activities that have been planned for you today. Thank you for joining us. And you can exit through the back. Thank you. I know that there are many members from the class of 2013 here to see their juniors graduate. So if you're a member of the class of 2013 or an alum of LSMSA that hasn't been recognized, would you please stand so that we can thank you for joining us? Finally, class of 2014, your time has come. Please stand and be recognized.
When I first applied to LSMSA, it was to join a group of people that highly valued education. In a lot of ways, I compared it to Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters from the X-Men comics, which is a school run by Professor Xavier for mutants. However, we are not mutants, just very special. And yes, gifted. What I discovered my first year here is that we are very passionate about what we love, whether it's acting, music, math, science, art, the humanities, or simply making a difference. Being here for 3 years, I've learned a few things. Dr. Landry loves dark chocolate. Dr. Art knows when you've only read the Spark Notes. And even when it seems like the whole world is against you, you can't give up, because you will find a way to get through this. Tomorrow is a new day. One of my first beginning acting classes with Tamakis began with him telling us to leave our dignity at the door. At the time, I was thinking, what have I gotten myself into? But from that moment forward, I realized that it's actually very important to be able to laugh at yourself. And I feel like that is something many people, myself included, often forget. I have also learned that in Caddo, you should keep toilet paper with you at all times. And that $5 at Taco Bell can practically buy you the menu. And that I will probably never have teachers like this again, who are willing to devote the necessary time until you learn those derivatives, or why that reaction is happening, or if you just need to talk. LSMSA helps form bonds, bonds that are stronger than friendship, more like family, bonds that make you feel like you've known someone your whole life, even if you met as ambassadors over at NSO. Bonds that are only made stronger when your roommate walks in on you rapping to Eminem. That happened more than once. Everyone always says LSMSA will prepare you for college, but I think it does more than that. Here, you feel resistance and learn persistence and discover how to be a leader. It prepares you for the real world. It prepares you for life. Not only that, but it taught us to dream. As Superman said, dreams save us. Dreams lift us up and transform us. End quote. It is important to remember to believe in yourself no matter what, because we are yesterday's past, today's present, and tomorrow's future. I believe that we can change the world and the lives of those around us because, believe it or not, you can change the life of someone every day just by saying hi. And you all have changed mine. Thank you.
I'm honored to introduce today's keynote speaker, Mr. Jason L. Kuby. Jason's family moved from Germany to Leesville when he was 8 years old, a setting he describes as idyllic but marked by deep economic disadvantages. He continues, because my local public high school did not offer many upper-level courses, I pursued admission to LSMSA. There, I thrived amidst peers who, for the first time, challenged me in life-changing ways. I went on to win a full tuition scholarship to Louisiana State University. Even while pursuing a degree in biological engineering at LSU, Jason began to hear the call to public service and to leadership. He served as Speaker of the Student Senate at LSU and helped create a major campus technology investment fund. He established a partnership between LSU and a major fruit producer in Guatemala, and it was awarded with many honors, including the Chancellor's Medal. After earning a Bachelor of Science with honors from LSU, Jason was awarded a Rotary Ambassadorial Scholarship to study public policy at the London School of Economics. He reports that experience as intensely stimulating and helping me discover a new sense of purpose towards Louisiana. After finishing a master's dissertation on economic development and graduating with honors from the London School of Economics, he quickly returned to Louisiana to volunteer as a member of a policy team for a gubernatorial candidate. While his candidate was narrowly defeated in the election, not all was lost, since it was during this volunteer work that he met his wife, Allison, briefly led a statewide business organization, became deeply engaged in the life of his church, and co-founded a social enterprise that provided the first comprehensive online events guide for the city of Baton Rouge. On the same day that Hurricane Katrina slammed into Louisiana, Jason joined a team setting out to revitalize the Baton Rouge Economic Development Organization. His initial efforts focused on Katrina response, including an award-winning analysis that supported many regional recovery efforts. In directing the organization's public policy and research effort, he cultivated a group that won the top Economic Development Research Award in the nation 2 times. He led projects to improve higher education, transportation, and public schools. He helped create a movement to dramatically improve Louisiana's governmental ethics laws. And as he put it, I found my voice as a community servant. Jason recently left Louisiana's Department of Economic Development, where he had been the Assistant Secretary, and led initiatives across the state to improve our overall business climate and competitiveness, to become the President and CEO of the Greater Lafayette Chamber of Commerce. In Jason's words, I find my purpose in the tremendous effort of leading transformational change in a state whose culture, challenges, and potential are written on my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Jason L. Kuby.
My name is Jason L. Kuby, and I'm a rock star. Actually, that's only half true. My name is Jason L. Kuby. I was doing a little bit of research on the internet, thinking about this moment, and I stumbled across this great page about how to write a great commencement speech. The first thing you're supposed to do is startle them. So they cited an example of startling them, and so I read a speech that Bono gave to the University of Pennsylvania grads in, I think, 2007. His first line was I'm Bono and I'm a rock star. Check. I was thinking back while preparing for this speech to the time that I was in your shoes. That was 18 years ago. Trying to recall basically what sort of wisdom my commencement speaker shared with me in my class. And I've got to be honest with you, I don't recall a single thing. Nothing. Zero. Now, I should point out that that's not a failure on the part of my graduation speaker. I'm sure that the failing is completely mine. And I hope you'll feel the same way in a few years in case you find yourself in a similar situation. But under these circumstances, I should also say that you know, my memory failure does have sort of a liberating effect in the sense that I know that whatever I say today is probably not going to mess your lives up too much as you go down the road. What I do remember about that day is that the air conditioning had gone out here in Prather Coliseum. It was a day like this. It was probably 90s, sunny. Everybody was way, way, way too hot, especially my parents. Many of the guys were wearing shorts underneath their gowns, and some of us were like, you know, kind of daring one another to do less than that. Definitely not rock stars. I also remember the tremendous sense of accomplishment and pride of being among an amazing group of peers who were in the home stretch of a hugely enriching, life-changing experience at the Louisiana School. I'm tremendously excited today to be with you all. For the graduates, this is your day. But it's also a big day for the Louisiana School as you represent the 30th graduating class. It's now my distinguished responsibility to add about 10 minutes or so to the time before you can cross the finish line. As you approach this milestone, it's a good time to consider a few thank yous. To those who raised you, to those who taught you and trained you, to those who pushed you, to those who carried you when you were too weak to run or to even crawl. We should probably start with the folks who loved you and who raised you up. Parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, other family members, whether by blood or by spirit. Let's give those folks a big round of applause. Let's also give a round of applause to the teachers and staff of this incredibly special place for giving you one of the best educations this entire world has to offer. And to the teachers and staff at your home school who helped get you here. You were here not only because you were talented and hardworking a few years ago, but also because these people believed you had the potential to be transformed by the Louisiana school experience and were committed to pouring themselves into you. When I think back on my LSMSA experience, the thing that really made it magical for me was the awesome peer group who surrounded me, my dear classmates and friends who ran the race with me. You might not have thought about your fellow students as among the most important people to thank today, but I promise you, if your experience is anything like mine, you'll discover that they have challenged, inspired, and loved you in ways that will shape your life forever. And you did the same thing for them. Let's take a moment to thank the many friends you've made here. I know some of you don't want anything to change in those relationships. The reality is that you're about to spread out all over the place, not just for college, but for the many adventures that make up life's journey. At some point, you'll probably stop keeping in touch with one another every day, and then every week, and then every month, and then every year. But here's what won't change. You've got an enduring community of friends here that will stand the test of time. As I'm sure many in the classes of 1994 and 2004 and others are discovering once again this weekend, those relationships are made with the kind of glue that always adheres when two pieces come together. You're about to become part of a broader alumni community that is deeply committed to the success of the Louisiana School. Why do we care so much about it? I think it's because we recognize this experience was a gift. I'm sure it's not a coincidence that the LSMSA Foundation chose that name for its quarterly newsletter. It's called The Gift. And in case you were wondering, I'm also pretty sure it's not short for the gifted. Your recognition of the gift will come into even clearer focus once you have a little distance from your student years here at LSMSA. Whether that's a year or so into college, when you see other students struggling because their academic foundation is weaker than yours, or later in life when you realize that your years at the Louisiana School were among the most important years of your life. For those who prefer it in mathematical terms, life is not linear. There are times when the slope is pretty flat and it doesn't feel like you're growing at all, and others where the rock face you're climbing feels literally vertical. If your experience is anything like mine, you'll look back one day at your years at the Louisiana School as one of the most dramatic and important growth trajectories of your entire life. Your LSMSA experience will have enormous influence on defining what is possible in the future. Why is that? I think part of the story is told by the Louisiana School's motto, Praecalamus, which you'll see in the gold ribbon towards the bottom of the Louisiana School crest. It means, we shall excel. When the students chose this motto back in the spring of 1984, 30 years ago, they liked the idea of we. The use of the first person emphasizes the personal nature of the achievement LSMSA expects from everyone. And the first person plural represents the unity and togetherness of the school's living and learning environment. That ideal of excellence is lived out every day here, collectively and in hundreds of individual ways. This is a community of excellence. My challenge to you today is to not allow the Louisiana School experience and the Louisiana School itself to be an island of excellence, whether in your own lives or in the world that we share. As Scripture says, from everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. You should know that there is a dark side to pulling ahead of the pack, ranging from a complacency based on the tempting but dangerous notion that the hard work is done and that you can now relax, to an ugly, self-absorbed conceit based on the idea that it is all about you. On the other hand, some of you might be dealing with something completely different, like I was back then. Feelings of rejection or other disappointments after going through a difficult college admission and selection process. Whether that was about getting the door slammed in your face, about not having enough money to go to the school that you want, or whatever. In my case, it was a little bit of all of the above. My advice to you, either way, is this. Go ahead and sleep in late for a few days, but keep your ego in check, whether it's a little too high or way too low right now. And get ready for another jam-packed, caffeine-filled, take it to the limit experience as you begin college. From every end is a new beginning, and this is certainly one of those times. In case there is any doubt right now, trust in this. You are all tremendously well prepared for life's journey. In fact, you're already pretty much set up to have a very successful life by the standard measure of our day. You're very smart, you work hard, you're generally nice to other people, you have a good measure of ethical integrity. Believe it or not, there is a huge, huge, huge deficit in the world of people who bring all those things to the table, and you bring them in spades. A big part of the next few years, not just in college, but in the next decade or so, involves discerning how to use the gift. It means filling in the blank. For example, my name is Jason Elkubi, and I'm a rock star. Except it has to be true. All of it. For me, that's really more like 3/4 true. One of the most enriching and memorable parts of my Louisiana School experience involved being a drummer in several of the bands that formed around the school, including the LSMSA Jazz Ensemble, a blues band started by some of my seniors, and yes, even a rock band that played for the inaugural Eagle Stock. I've got some video footage of me doing a drum solo during one of our concerts. I was wearing my shirt open. I had an undershirt. I was wearing my shirt open and had shades on, even though the room was dimly lit. Everyone went crazy at the end. Rock star, right? I still do a little drumming these days, but it's typically while reading Hands, Hands, Fingers, Thumb with my little boy Mark. As you consider filling in your blank, whether it is choosing a college major or starting your career, many people are going to encourage you to look inside yourself in order to find your passion and pursue your dreams. I think they're right about looking for your passion, but I'm increasingly skeptical that you'll find it by looking inward. Very few people, especially when they are young, can, as David Brooks wrote in his New York Times column a few years ago, very few people can take an inward journey and come out having discovered a developed self. When I left the Louisiana school and started college at LSU, I chose to study engineering because I had excelled in math and the sciences and knew that engineering was a responsible choice. In particular, I chose biological engineering because I had a vague desire to become a doctor, and that curriculum would fulfill many of the prerequisites for medical school. I'm guessing most of your parents would agree. In the absence of passion, responsible choices are a pretty reliable guide for decision making. During my freshman year, I became friends with one of the seniors in the biological engineering program. He was and is one of the world's great guys, and not just because he invited freshmen like me to his parties. He encouraged me to run for the student government as a representative of the College of Engineering. Over the next 3 years, I got involved big time, ultimately serving in roles that enabled me and other student leaders to work closely with the Chancellor and other leaders on projects that helped to dramatically improve LSU, the university. I learned that despite the reputation, there was a community of committed people working every day to make our state better, and I was incredibly passionate about that. That passion is what led me to study public policy in graduate school, and it's what has called me to spend the vast majority of my adult life, at least so far, focused on trying to significantly improve the social and economic well-being of this state and the communities that make it up. As I think back on it, I think a big part of that passion was motivated by the gift. We should take a moment to thank the state of Louisiana for creating this institution and sustaining it for more than 30 years. Filling in the blank for me has not always been easy work, but it has made my many long days and a few post-LSMSA and even post-LSU all-nighters totally worth it. My name is Jason Alcubi, and I work every day to make my community and state stronger. I hope some of you will join me in that work. In a few moments, you'll be the latest graduates of the Louisiana School. Most of you will be very successful by the standard measures of our day. But what else will you put in your blank? Part of the gift means you have the luxury of casting an awesome vision for your life and the impact that you can make on your community, whether that means your local community, wherever you end up, or the world community. I want to challenge you to not only honor the gift by pursuing excellence in everything you do, but also to use the gift by filling in your blank with something worthy of it, worthy of you and your tremendous talent and vision. I wish you so much more than great success. Congratulations and good luck.
Seniors, please rise. Come forward. Khalila Mariam Alami. Tara Allen. Stephen Chase Bernard. Allison Hope Boudreau. Darby B. Rowe. Kasani Christine Bukapan. Joshua Daniel Bright. Catherine Virgie Broussard. Blake Thomas Brunson. Morgan Ann Elizabeth Campo. Gabriel E. Chappell. Megan Elizabeth Jessel. Simon Elisha Claus. Ronald Passage Jr. Sean Allen Cuff. Preston Taylor Danielson. Layla Miriam Din. Ty Edison Guaron. Abigail Lauren Dowd. Emily Lauren Eberhardt. Adam Schwab Ellender. Joseph Devin Alexi Fontenot. Kiana Monique Frederick. Matthew Glenn Foltz. John Michael Galatas. William Robert Shaw Jr. Lydia Benet Grafton. Ethan Nicholas De La Guerra. Zachary Russell Hall. Caroline Elizabeth Henry. Ross Patrick Jordan. Justin O'Neill Payne. Louise Elizabeth Labatute. Andy Labrada Gonzalez. Travis Mays Lantriel. Brandy Mary Elizabeth Leday. Dejanay Shania Lee. Chloe Bell Latour. Rebecca Cheryl Lopez. Gregory Daniel Lord. Derek Charles Marshall. Marissa Nicole McRaney. Meredith Elizabeth McManus.
Samantha Lillian McWilliams. Isabel Irene Milton. Aubrey Summer Moore. Christopher Miles. Shalom Wen. Devin Joseph Olivier. Cheyenne Angeles Ortiz. Nee Pham. Nicoy Davion Pierce. Siobhan Saraswati Prasad. Lisa Carly Procell. Catherine Ann Fruits. Clayton Thomas Reagan. Ashley Leanne Reddix. Joseph Reynolds. Alex Charlie Robertson. Amanda Robinson. Joseph Sampy. Christine Marie Savoie. Alyssa Marie Schulenberg. Colin James Shelton. Trayvon Christopher Skiller. Hannah Elena Skinner. William Lewis Smith II. Mason Thomas Soudlier. Anne Christina Stozel. Dane Aaron Streisner. Philip Swede. Ethan Hale Tesner. Snigta Reddy Puma. Ethan Dinghua To. Taylor Marie Tanis. Anila Twikamarat. John Chris Trailer. Natalia Urinchuk. Peter Santo Yuli III. Timothy Glenn Underwood. Ashlyn Lee Barrett. Anthony Di Vogue. David Aaron Walker. Nicholas Paul Walling. Sebastian Wynell. Kyle Welch. Scott Lee Williams II. Ryan Matthew Wills. Seth Olympiad Zacharias.
With the authority vested in me by the state of Louisiana, the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education, and by the Board of Directors of the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts, I confer upon you the diplomas to which you are definitely entitled, with all the rights and privileges attached thereto. You may move your tassels. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in 2014. As you breathe a sigh of relief, you're no longer seniors, you're graduates. 92 of you have crossed the threshold. You're going to 33 different universities in 16 states, including 10 universities in Louisiana. And I want you to pay careful attention to this. The total scholarships that the 92 of you have earned is $3 million more than the past two classes have earned. You've earned $11,455,000. $2 million in TOPS scholarships, $13 million in scholarships that you guys have earned. Congratulations and thank you. We are proud of you. We know that you've learned about subjects. We know that you've learned about your ability and potential. We know you've learned about life. We're proud of you individually and collectively. You've earned a place in the LSMSA tradition. As you exited, each of you got a pin. You are now members of that 4,462 elite club. I would also urge you, because you never know when somebody's going to cross your path and assassinate you, to live life to the fullest. So thank you very much. As you know, Miss Gleason is also graduating from LSMSA today. And as someone who has devoted her life to this school, I asked her if she had any parting words of wisdom. And she referred to her often reference to the thou shalts that she draws out of the letter that Paul wrote to the Philippians. And so I will close with this, the end of that passage. She says, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, these are the things to think about. So with those words, would you please rise and join William Smith as we sing our alma mater.
And values from our homes and Some of will, some of won't. Yeah, some of